guys, Peter Popoff here with another card trick video. Now here is going to be a little bit different because we're passing the power from the magician to the spectator, which is going to be one of those hot tricks that makes them feel all warm and fuzzy inside of their bodies. But before that, you guys should subscribe. You guys should definitely subscribe. That ensures that you're going to be up to date with all the hot card tricks that are coming down the line. And if you really want to be the life of the party, you need card tricks. For this trick, we need a table. So we're gonna go to the studios right now. Yeah. So here we are in the Piggy Studios to demonstrate this transference of power card trick, this amazing magic trick where you're able to give them the absolute control. And the way we establish that is by having the spectator hold out their hand like this, and then you hold out your hand, and then you clasp hands, and that's enough to transfer the power from you to them. So hopefully they should be able to do all the magical things. So here, first magical feat that they are to do is to find the four aces. So here you spread out the deck, and they touch any card they want, and another card, and another card, and you guessed it, another card. They've touched four cards. You think that these cards could be the four aces? Well, of course they are, because you transferred the power to them. They were part of that ritual. And of course, when you turn it over, you see an ace. So they have managed to find the aces. Well, at least one. One isn't bad, right? We all started off somewhere. So it's not necessarily a horrendous thing to find just one ace. But I'll tell you what, the other cards, you didn't do so hot on those cards. But I'll tell you what, let's see if we could do this. Sir, take the ace, and of course the spectator takes the ace. And you tell them to tap it on the back of this card right here. So they tap it on the back of this card. And lo and behold, what happens? That card changes into an ace. They tell them to do the same thing for this one. They tap this one. And guess what? That card turns into an ace as well. This last card, it's definitely going to be more challenging. Sir, tap it. The spectator taps it, and it hasn't changed to an ace yet. But I'll tell you what, you tap it and swipe it. That's the technique. So they tap it, they swipe it, and that's enough to get all four aces. Showing that day two now can be the life of the party, just as you were. So this trick combines a couple different ideas from different magicians. One is Michael Amar and his acrobatic aces, just the premise of the spectator finding the aces. That's always a hot one, followed by a packet switch. Now this particular packet switch is going to be by Ed Marlowe from his Bluff Ace Assembly. It's a phenomenal packet switch, and one that is pretty much should be used by every magician, even if they don't do card tricks. They should figure out a way to do it with sponge ding dongs or whatever it is that spectators like these days. So here the setup, we need the hot setup of having the four aces. This is the first thing you need to do. And you put it on top of the deck. Are you capable of that? You think you could do that? Because that's what you need. That's if you can't do that step. So the four aces are on top of the deck, and you're ready to go. Now you're gonna have the spectator touch four cards after you apparently transfer power to them. Don't ignore that step, because it provides human contact to you, something that I'm sure you lack. So why not use a card trick to facilitate human contact? So now we're going to have the spectator touch four cards that you're going to outjog from the deck. As you take them out, you're going to get a pinky break below the top card of the deck. You see the pinky break there? Let's see how small I can make that. Right there, pinky break. So you get a pinky break right there as you display the four cards that the spectator picked, which of course none of which are going to be the aces. But you need at least one of these cards to pass off as the ace, which is why you have the pinky break. You see the ingenuity here? So you tell them here, after they've touched these four cards, you say, remember, I transferred power to you. That's the motivation for me putting those four cards on top of the deck, so that now I could turn all those four cards over, and first thing they see is an ace. So of course, what I'm doing here is, instead of turning these four cards over, I'm secretly turning over five. So I'm turning over five cards as four. But I don't want to show the other cards prematurely, so I turn them over in this sort of Brad Christian Crash Course double lift sort of way. So now they see an ace, and of course they're going to be expecting the other cards to be aces somehow. And you go, you found an ace. The transference worked. And as you spread the cards, they're of course going to be very disappointed to see that they cut and found cards that don't matter. Of course, I'm spreading off one ace, another X card, another X card, and I'm not spreading this card because if I do, they're going to know that there's some jiggery pokery going on. So, of course, now you say you found one ace. That's not bad. Some people, they need a lot of practice before they could even find one ace. Some people don't even know what an ace looks like. And they're, usually the ones that take the short bus to school. But you did well, sir. And here what you're going to do is you're going to reach in with your fingertips and turn over all these cards on top of the deck. However, you're going to retain a break using the Altman trap. So as I'm turning these cards over, I'm retaining a break by catching it in the crotch of my thumb, hashtag demonetized, and then I'm transferring that break to my pinky. So what this does is that this allows me to put this ace on top of the deck where I could do the bluff packet switch from that Ed Marlowe card trick that we discussed in the hot intro to this trick. So now what you're going to do is your hand's going to come and you're going to pick up all these cards as one. Now, of course, you're going to need to watch your angles. You're going to use your fingertips to cover this fat packet in the front. But the intention of what you're trying to do here is take off the ace and thumb off the X cards that don't matter on the table. That's going to be your sort of mental dialogue. So you're going to pick up all the cards as one. You're going to use your fingertips to cover that fat packet in the front. You're going to mind your angles on the side. And you're going to thumb off these next cards onto the table. Of course, these are going to be the aces. The spectator is going to assume that these are the X cards that you just showed them. However, you say, you found an ace. You didn't do so hot on the other ones. But I'll tell you what. And here, when you thumb off the last card, you're going to replace the ace on top of the deck and use your right hand to adjust the cards. That's, of course, going to be the motivation for you to be able to execute the switch. And guess what? In that action, oh boy, we now have the four aces in play. That's so hood. I can't even. That's so now they don't know you have the four aces in play. They think that these are just the X cards that don't matter. And of course, now you have the ace of spades on top. So you say, you know what? We're going to use this as a magic wand, sir. Take this in your hand. So you give them this card over here. At the same time, you're getting a break. This is optional, but it's still kind of a little bit of a cute little ending that you can do if you really want to make the magic happen in the spectator. So here you hand them the ace and you say, tap on this card and say whatever magic word you want. And they tap on it and they go, gonorrhea, gonorrhea, gonna see ya, gonna see ya. And of course, when they turn it over, it's an ace. You tell them to do the same thing for this one. And of course, it's going to turn into an ace. This one, you say, you know what? This one's a little bit more challenging, sir. Now you have the option here of either turning this card over and doing a double lift before doing the display, or you could have them tap on the card, do a double lift, and say, you know what? You're really not that good of a magician. I thought you were better. Why don't you try tapping it and swiping it? And of course, all I've done there is just a simple double lift and a turnover, just to give a little bit of an extra moment on that. So you tell them to tap it and swipe it or do whatever it is they want. And then you could show the ace to the spectator and show them that they have successfully turned into magicians. So now they're going to live a life of honestly poverty and struggling for either gigs or to try to show your platform, right? Try to spread your palette. So, you've instilled that life on them with the transference of power. So that's a fairly easy trick. You're using that hot packet switch by Marlowe. You're using a premise by Michael Amar. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If not, I will find you and make your family sad for the next foreseeable future. So you guys do all the things. I'm gonna go figure out different ways to use a lock puzzle to get views.
See you again when I see you again. 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 When I see you again.